You're
Hey,
not.
hey,
Oh, there
can
you
you hear
go.
me?
Yep. It took a minute for your sound to come in. Alrighty. Anna Fafana back in the building on the live stream.
Hmm. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good.
Got your camera on this time.
I do. You were dissing me. It's like, why do you have the camera on? I was like, I already got ready for bed.
Trust me. Trust. People don't even care what the whatever it is y'all put on y'all heads before y'all go to bed.
My bonnet.
That too. Some of y'all don't have bonnets. Some of y'all wear t-shirts and shit and just tear them up and put them on your head. But we even let those slide too.
Hmm.
But anyway, uh, so I wanted to bring up the topic that I made a video about a little earlier today was casual dating, casual
Hmm.
broken families. Not casual marriage, but casual broken families. Do you think
Hmm.
how do you think casual dating affects how we look at families and broken families?
First, I want to ask you, what's your definition of casual dating?
I mean, just typical, well, I guess I say typical dating, but we call it casual dating, where it's just you're dating whoever you want, having fun. Put this on silent. And it's kind of like for a serious intention, but kind of not at the same time. You get what I'm saying? Like
Like just
it's
talking?
yeah, but see that's the problem. That's the problem. Like it's so
Hmm.
casual, it's confusing. You don't even know how to say what it is because nobody does it for the same purpose. Uh,
Hmm.
like one person might date because they want to find somebody serious. One person might date because they ain't got shit to do. One person might date
Hmm.
because they friend just said, let's go somewhere. And now, you know what I mean? So
Hmm.
casual dating is just you dating. Period.
Yeah, that part I do agree about because that's something I have noticed with me, navigating the, dating world. I have encountered men that are serious. I have encountered men that just want to quote unquote vibe. I hate that word now, vibe.
I heard.
Passion.
Why do you hate the word vibe?
So like, hmm?
Real quick, why do you hate the word vibe before you forget?
I just feel like I just feel like I'm not gonna say just men. I'm saying people now try to just like use that word to say, oh, I'm just wanna
Hook up.
hang out with no strings attached.
So hook
I
up
just feel like
basically.
that word's kind of been hijacked, and I just hate it.
Yeah, you feel like they
A
use it.
dude, I'm not talking to a dude. It's like, oh, I just want to vibe, which means they don't want anything serious.
So basically, what I'm saying is they use the word vibe in terms of like just trying to hook up and have casual sex as opposed to just saying that.
Mhm.
Without that word
Correct.
changes by the summer, right? You're never going to actually get rid of that word. It's just going to become another word. But that goes right into casual dating because people
Hmm.
date for that, and it's not only is it accepted, it's like it's really when you pay attention, it's kind of promoted now. So
Hmm.
you have casually hooking up with no intentions, lying about it or giving it a code name because lying about it and giving it a code name are intertwined now. So it's no
Hmm.
like if I'm trying to talk to you and I'm saying I'm just trying to vibe, you might know what that means and be like, well, shit, I'm feeling them anyway, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Whereas another woman who she might think that that's you trying to string me along. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So casual dating has no real structure, and that's how I feel like it leads to broken families.
Right, like it's just so hard. It's just so hard to date nowadays. Like because, like you said, you don't know. People lie or people try using the word. I feel like that is, yeah, like you said, that is intertwined. I feel like that is lying because why not just say it's easy to? Why not just say I'm just want something casual? Like it's not that hard to say. Well, speaking for myself, I consider myself a a very blunt person. My friends,
Yeah.
they can be too blunt sometimes, like too blunt. So I like speaking for myself. I have no problem telling somebody what I want. And now that it's becoming harder. In my opinion, it's harder to date. I do feel like marriage. I feel like the idea of marriage has also been, thrown out, not thrown out the window, but like kind of been like watered. I don't know the word. You know what I'm trying to say?
You
Like
had it right the
the
first
idea of
time.
marriage is becoming like out of like becoming more like watered down. Like, and then when people like when let's go back to the whole people, not using the right word or using a word to cover up what their true intentions. If you build off of that, if you build a relationship off of that, that creates like a false foundation. Like, I just, yeah, that's just my opinion.
Well, as far as building off of like leading on in false narratives, that's really
That just
how
creates more problems.
that's how relationships go now though. Like your average typical relationship, which is the
Mm-hmm.
broken family, it's kind of just like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, we were vibing and got pregnant, and now we 80 years ago was a family. Now it's kind of just like, yeah, but you don't have to be together. No more shotgun weddings. Now you got people setting up date appointments, shuffling their kids
Mm-hmm.
around, and you are a broken family, but you're not even acknowledging the fact that you're a broken family, and but you're still
Right.
casual dating, which
Mm-hmm.
so it's just like broken family, casual dating, all mixed together, and we somehow don't see a problem with casual dating and how it leads
Yeah,
directly
because
into that.
I just feel like it's been glorified. Like you see it on social media, like you see it on Twitter. Everybody's like, "Do your thing, go out, just vibe, just go out, just do your thing." And then at the same time, they complain like, "Oh, I can't find no real man. I can't find no real woman. Women ain't shit. Men ain't shit." But at the same time, you're encouraging casual dating and all these things. And like you said about broken families, what if y'all do engage in sex and then y'all have a baby? And I feel like if you're a single parent, that's single parent that I applaud you. I really do applaud you if you're a single parent out there. But I feel like that's being glorified on social media also. Like the idea of having a broken family, that's glorified, and then you're still going around engaging in these things. I feel like it just creates a cycle.
Yeah,
You know what I'm trying to say?
yeah, because actually, like there are times where I'll come across somebody's like account and they'll mention like their kid or something. I'm like,
Hmm.
wait a minute, you have a kid? Because the
Yeah,
way they
I'm like,
operate is just like, wait a minute, you talking about this, talking about that. You just talked about your dick appointment. How the hell
yeah,
are you a parent? Like and it's just like just whatever. Like being a parent to
hmm,
me is serious business. Like I don't have kids for that
hmm,
very reason because I know this stuff is serious. So to me,
hmm,
if you're going to do that, you should be hell bent on making that a actual priority and not just a hobby. People parent as hobbies now. Like, yeah, I got my kid, but with his mom now. I'm doing what I'm doing now. I'll get him on the weekend. Like, you get what I'm saying? It's not a hobby, and we
hmm.
treat it like that too much to me.
Let's look at people like, let's go half on a baby. Like, what does that mean? You can't go half on a human being. Like that just doesn't sit right with me because I come from a two-parent household. My parents, they met in high school. They did it was kind of quote unquote old fashioned. They met in high school. They're high school sweethearts, one and onlys. They met in high school. They had my older brother, myself, my younger brother. It's very how things are quote unquote supposed to be. So like me being raised that way, and then me seeing these things online, I just that doesn't like that doesn't sit right with me. People could just like, I'm not gonna lie and sit here and say I never like engaged in casual activities, but like not to the extent where I'm like, oh, go. Well, you see the things I say on Twitter are I'm not serious. Like the things y'all know you see some of the things I retweet. Don't act like you have. I'm not serious. Whenever you retweeting stuff, I used to be retweeting things, and then it'd be my DMs. I'm like, leave me alone. Just leave me alone. I'm not serious.
It'd be hella funny though, but like I remember earlier when you mentioned like we'll get into a position where we're casual date, but then we're asked where are the good men, where are the good women.
Yeah.
One thing that I try to tell people, and I used to, and people, women usually think I'm just like some hater, or because I'm mad I don't get women or whatever. But it's like the one of the biggest examples that I always use is like the body count issue, right? And to compare that to just simply dating is that we're getting our brains, our bodies so used to this overturning carousel of joy of new person, new person, new person, new person,
Mhm.
that when we try to transition to a marriage, which is supposed to be a stable environment, and one of the biggest things
Mhm.
that make an environment stable is to have checks and balances, routine, and just structure. So
Mhm.
dating doesn't have that. Not it doesn't have it at all. Because one of the practices of dating is if that you don't like that person, just get rid of it instantly. Like right
Mhm.
now, if you don't like the stream, just hit the X button. So if we're trying to transfer that over or transition to a marriage now, you can't just get rid of that person. You have to like try to
Mhm.
figure that out. You get what I'm saying? Like you said, your parents met in
Mhm.
high school. Imagine if they treated their marriage how people treat marriages now, which is like it ain't got nigga ain't gotta work. You that whole
Like
two-parent
marriage is
household would
serious.
be.
Like yeah, marriage is like, in my opinion, like is it like you said, marriage is serious. Having kids is serious. And like I see, and like you can't just like you said, you can't just cut somebody you're married to off like that. Like cause like because you just can't do that because marriage is supposed to be about toughing things out. Of course for like certain circumstances, yeah, it might be better to get a divorce. But like the little things,
That should be
you should
rare.
try to toughen it out instead of like cutting people off like like for like the small things and just. Mhm.
Like the times where marriage actually needs to be separated. What people don't understand is you're tearing your life apart. You don't. It's not just you're
Mhm.
going your own way. No, you're tearing yourself apart from your partner. So you're actually destroying two lives and trying to now make them solid individual lives. But at the same time, because
Mhm.
of kids, if you have them, which usually you do, still trying to operate as if nothing happened. It's such a
Mhm.
confusing and damning thing to just casually go about marriage and divorce is like I did a video cut where
Mhm.
this guy was hell bent on proving to me how two family two parent households essentially mean nothing compared to single parent households. Like they were really the same. You just you got to make sure all the circumstances are like money. He kept mentioning money. As long as you got some money, second parent don't matter. I'm like, how do people think like this? Because people are agreeing with him. I don't understand. Like, what amount of money could replace one of your parents?
Right. Like I don't know how I would have turned out to be, or how, yeah, or how my my childhood would have been if I was only raised by my mom or my dad, and then if I were to find out they broke up over some small thing, and I'll be thinking, dang, was it really worth breaking, really
Right.
worth breaking this bond and everything for this reason? You couldn't really tough it out. I just feel like you said, like when you were talking about like moving on to person, when you're transitioning, then you're trying to transition to after a relationship or marriage. I do feel like that is hard for some people when you're used to going around casually talking to talking to multiple people, having sex with multiple people. Because I do know people with that problem. Like they come from casually dating, having like friends with benefits, and then trying to and when they actually try to be in a relationship, it's hard for them because they're so used to seeing multiple people casually doing things with no strings attached. And then when they get try to get into relationships, they fail. They end up failing.
We refuse to believe that somebody can be broken based on the decisions that they make. That's one thing that
Mhm.
I have noticed. Like, if a person can just casually just, and a lot of people like to exclude guys from this, but that's only to like a degree, in my opinion. But to me, any
Mhm.
human being that just constantly can just rip themselves away from somebody and give themselves to somebody else, there's a level of, in my opinion, of some type of illness there. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can't tell me that you can lay with somebody. I had a girlfriend at one point who told me the story, and
Mhm.
it horrified me. All right, we're 20
Mhm.
years old, and she tells me that the most body she's had in one day, not a week, not a month, in one day was three.
Like one day.
Yeah, it was three, and she just like, yeah. I'm just like, and that's was like how you just said. Oh yeah, one day. That's how she said it. Like, this wasn't. She was like, what is wrong with you? You have to have
Like she
some.
had sex with three people in one day.
Yeah, and it was just like, yeah. It was like those. She was like, those were one of my days. Something she was like almost proud of, and it's like that's not an accomplishment. Like, it's like, even for me, you can say it's an achievement because it's hard for a guy to do it, but still, three bodies in one day. That just means, because first of all, did you shower in between each body? Is a question, and then mentally, what are you thinking about in between each body? So
Mhm.
this is how we're on the road of just literally do whatever you want, and there are no repercussions when we know damn well there are repercussions.
A lot. A lot of repercussions. Like, yeah, that is a lot of energy that you would have to, give off, use because, like, you have sex with the first person, okay. Then, like, you sex with second person, okay, that's kind of like two people one day, okay. Then, like, the third person, I'm just like, one, you have a lot of time on your hands.
I
What you
guess it
not
was an
doing?
off though.
You don't got a job. You don't have a hobby. You don't have classes. You're 20 years old. Did you just graduate or I don't know what you're doing? That's for one. That's a lot of time.
It had
Two,
to be
that's
an
a lot of
off day.
energy. Like, oh, it's on her off day.
It had to be.
Two, I used to like she was off of work. She had her little break, and then like two, and then like two, like I used to not like it when people say, "Oh, sex has soul ties," but now I understand what they're saying because that is like like that is like break you down mentally because like I do feel like if now I kind of understand because I feel like when you do have sex with somebody, I do feel like your emotions do get involved, and then when someone I'm not bashing if you casually if you have friends and benefits, I'm not knocking it because I have like I said before I have casually dated before, but like I just feel like that just that requires a lot of emotional energy just to even have more than one person in your life. Give because you got to give each person you got to give each person attention and everything. So I just feel that's emotionally draining. I don't even like talking to one man. I don't like talking to one man.
Yeah.
I don't like really date anymore anyway. So like imagine like two or three,
It,
and and three. That's a yeast infection waiting to happen.
and it's it.
Yeast infection, BV. I don't know.
What you say?
I said that's a yeast infection waiting to happen.
Mm, but one thing that it can do, besides other than get you used, like get you high on switching partners, it can make you grow tired of people. Cause I was like that at one point, whereas at one point it got to a point where I'm just like, it was. I met this chick through my aunt, and
Hmm.
after being with her, it got to a point to where I just told her to just stop coming because it was like, like, I just grew tired of the routine because you got the apps and all that stuff. So it's just kind of just like it makes you grow a want to have a distance from people when you go through
Hmm.
so many people. So now you have this situation to where now you can't emotionally tie to anyone. Well, you can be not emotionally tied to anyone. I forget what they call it
Hmm.
on the internet. Um, not it's not alpha widowed. I heard the phrase, but I can't remember it. But that's a problem. And
Mhm.
to move on, children. Imagine how many people your kids or the kids interact with that they are torn away from, or the things that they see throughout their
Mhm.
life. Because
Mhm.
we all hear the whole my kids aren't just going to see anybody. Me being a man, I've heard this from women, but it was always a lie. So just think about not only do you not have your dad or maybe your mom together or any either one of them in a picture, but now you got whatever dude she's smashing, whatever chick he's smashing, and all these problems that's coming to the kid's life to where
Mhm.
it's now we just it's everything is so normalized now. Destruction,
Mhm.
um, dysfunction is just normal, and people don't think that this is normal. Like that is the destructive dysfunction type of ordeal, and people are just like whatever.
So you're kind of like going in and out.
Can you hear me now? Test.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
So I was saying how it affects the kids because
Mhm. Like
I
the kid in the single parent household with the like the broken family.
both it's an effect from both of
Oh.
them because even if both
Mhm.
parents are co-parenting, we all know that the parents always say my kid doesn't meet my partners and all that stuff. But from my experience, it's always been a lie. Always.
Yeah,
I had a
they
chick
end up
bring
they
her
end up
kid.
meeting him.
You said what?
Yeah, that always happens. Like sometimes it gets to the point where the single parent sacrifices their relationship with the child for their new partner. Like I don't know if you read this story. This woman, this single mother, she abandoned her child because her partner said he doesn't like kids.
I've heard a few stories like this.
Like if you, I guess
Yeah.
it's kind of common.
You need to be
It's kind of
specific on
common.
that one.
That's not funny. I don't know why I'm chuckling, but
I
yeah,
mean,
just like things like that. Like, are you willing to sacrifice, your relationship first? First you sacrifice your relationship with your then partner, the one you had that child with. Now you're sacrificing your child for what's lust. Like you're sacrificing your bond with your child for a man. He already first of all he already said he doesn't like kids. So how are you going to sacrifice your blood for somebody who's probably not going to be in the picture in the future?
well, when you say for
And then
lust,
like there's that cycle.
well, when you say for lust, she didn't do it for lust. Well, we can kind of focus on how it affects just the women for right now, since you brought that up.
Hmm.
It's not for lust. It's for
Hmm.
desperation. It's because of desperation. When the woman, from what I see that goes on in society and my experiences, what she's looking for is hopefully somebody to spend the rest of her life with because human beings love to
She
have,
wouldn't want to be lonely.
yeah, we want somebody there. So the way it
Hmm.
affects women is because y'all are always stuck with the kids, whether y'all want them or not. A lot of y'all say y'all do, but then y'all don't show it the way some of y'all go about y'all kids. But now she has a kid, it makes her less desirable because that man knows that him being the man, despite the way our roles have changed, intertwined, and integrated, he's still
Hmm.
expected to live up to as if he had made that kid himself. So especially now you get two, three, so on and so forth. Now she's like, holy shit, I gotta do anything to get a man. And then even when the dude says something like, get rid of that little nigga, she's like, I don't want to, but all right, because it's something she feels like she
Hmm.
has to do.
Yeah, I see. I understand what you're saying. That just like starts to cycle over and over again because I think because you're going back to single, going back to broken, casual dating, everything. It started when it started in that initial relationship. Obviously her first man didn't work out, and so I feel like because I have a lot of I because like a lot of people that I've actually friends with are in those situations. Like for example, like it's like the same as what you're talking about. Like she found somebody, they didn't want the kid. And out of desperation, guess what she did? She sent that kid to live with her grandma, and that person is my mom. So I'm
Okay, the
sorry.
baby that was sent off is your mom?
Yes,
Okay, alright, you lost me for
out of
a bit.
desperation,
I had to put the story
my mom
together.
was sent away. So I just feel like, yeah, but
I mean,
I just,
there's a
yeah.
silver lining. There's a silver lining. She did meet your dad, and now you're here. So there's a silver lining, I guess, in
Hmm.
every storm,
I
I
guess.
guess you would say.
I
So
guess.
there's something. But let's say, how does it affect the men? Because the men get to walk. We technically
I
get to
don't think it
walk
affects
away.
them like that.
We get it does. It definitely
Well,
does. It
it
definitely does.
I don't think. Let me rephrase that. I don't think it affects. I feel like it affects the woman more than affects the man because like you said, like believe it or not, or like it or not, the woman ends up caring for the child. The man doesn't have to stay in the woman's life. They could walk away, but still there are consequences. You had a kid. The kid's not just gonna disappear one day like it's a bad dream.
Uh,
But I feel like men can be affected, but I feel like women, are more affected in these situations.
Women are more affected in the. Y'all feel. It seems like y'all are more affected because y'all have the responsibility on y'all hip. Assumingly, because we assume that you have it and you do your duties as a mother every day. Which some don't, some do and some don't. Neither here nor there. But the point is, the way the men are affected is because we are under the way the laws are set up now. We're under your power. The second we get you pregnant, we're your bitch now. Because now it's like, if we actually want that kid, you have the power to be like, I don't know, maybe. I can do this with you, I can do that with you. So, like, one thing that always comes up about this situation is money and child support.
Mhm.
That's actually second. That's actually second to most men. Some men is just like, I don't want the baby, no way, stop fucking with my money. But a lot of dudes that want their kids, that want to be in their child's life, they're what comes first to them is the fact that they don't have any power in the situation once she's pregnant,
Mhm.
whether he's a good dude or not. Because she can say, you can see him, you can't see him, you're not even a daddy, so keep walking. It's really hard for you as a man who wants to be there. Put it like that. It's easy for a guy who doesn't want to be there. The only thing he got to worry about is child support. But if you want to be
Mhm.
there, you're affected by this because you have absolutely no power.
What power, what quote unquote powers do you think men should be allotted? Yeah, so what powers do you think men should be allotted in these situations?
I See. Here's the thing. You see how you phrase the question.
Hmm.
The way we have set up society has made me and you enemies. Me being men, you being women. It's made us enemies. So I gotta always be on the hook for it. I gotta be always on guard for what you might do to me, and vice versa. So I don't think there
Hmm.
should be a power given to me, so to speak.
Hmm.
I think it should be a balance. I think there should be a
Hmm.
structure. I think there should be a foundation.
Hmm.
Because I put up, I said something about a system some time ago. We can go over that if need be, but I think it should be more balanced to where you can't just walk off with my kid or kill my kid and then just say, all right, now give me what I want from him or what I need from him, and then you get to play with me for the rest of my life. And also, in return, I shouldn't be able to just get you pregnant, marry you or not, and then just be like, you know what? I'm out of here. I'm walking away like they said dudes used
Hmm.
to do back in the good old days. That's what they claim. That's what I think. That's what I want in a perfect world.
Yeah, I was about to say, in a perfect world, it would be like that, but you know, child support. When some women do feel like well, how do I say this? Because sometimes I say things and it comes out completely comes out completely wrong, like offensive. I feel like one problem about that is, the aspect of child support because some some women, I'm not gonna lie, some women do use that. So, but sometimes men do need to be put on child support because for the reason of them walking away because like you had the kid too, you have responsibilities. So in that way, I do feel like child support is not necessary, but is a good implement because if you walk away willingly, and because like I said, I have friends. So like for example, my friend and this dude they had a kid, and he didn't want to be in the life anymore for petty reasons, and she ended up taking care of the kid. Like it or not, she's not taking care of the kid by herself. She has her own apartment. She's in school. She has a job. Well, I'm not. Well, that she probably would have to let go of. But the man gets to go off, live his own life, and everything. While she's here with a kid, and like you said, there should be a balance. So I feel like yeah, yes, you can walk away, and you say that you say that it affects the man more than it stays.
if he wants to
So
be there.
like if he wants to, yeah, if he wants to stay. But I feel like that I do disagree with that because I feel like it affects the man more if he walks away because you have to deal with those repercussions.
Let me ask you this question. What do you
Hmm.
think when you hear about a guy who doesn't want to be on or pay child support? What is your thought about that guy?
I feel like that's very situational. If he's like the guy I'm referring to, like he doesn't want to do it because I just feel like I said it's very situational. Why doesn't he want to be on child support? Of course, if you're gonna leave, and if the woman is not in a if the woman is in a lesser financial state than you are, and of course she's going to need help taking care of the kid. It, I feel like I feel like if the man was going to already take care of the kid, that's fine. But I feel like it's very situational. What would you feel like would be in a situation where he wouldn't have to, or feel like he wouldn't need to?
I'm going to try to answer both your question and explain why I asked my question. The reason I asked
Mm-hmm.
that question is because, and you actually answered it the way I think is the right way to answer it. Which,
Mm-hmm.
when I ask that question, a lot of times people will respond with, "Oh, then he's a deadbeat and he doesn't want to take care of his kids and all this stuff." And it's like, you do understand, child support is for dudes who don't want to be there for their children. So
Mm-hmm.
immediately thinking that he's a deadbeat because he doesn't want to pay child support speaks to the society that our what our mentality is, where we're putting so much emphasis on a process that is outside of the mother and the father. So in the case
Mm-hmm.
where I think that he should pay child support was the question, right? We should pay child support or shouldn't.
Shouldn't. I meant shouldn't.
The situation where he shouldn't pay child support is when he's there, when he's actually,
Mm-hmm.
and that's if he actually is worth something and has a job and all that. But in my opinion, in situations like this particular situation, where two dumbass broke people voluntarily have a baby and now they can't afford it and that's causing problems and they split up and she's like, well, I want him on child support. It's like, this nigga don't got no job, neither do you. Who are we going to take money from? When we do stuff like that, then I think that's BS, because now we're intervening in a situation where both parties had no reason to be doing what they're doing, but we're
Mm-hmm.
seemingly punishing one while letting the other one off the hook for the exact same thing that they did with this person. It doesn't make sense and it's very imbalanced in that situation. That's where I feel like he shouldn't pay, and I just feel like that's the example I gave where it's just asinine to do any of that. Follow me?
Yeah, I'm following. I'm just like, dang. Yeah, I'm following. Um, but I do so. Yeah, I do see you're saying two people that weren't financially ready shouldn't be no being. So you're saying they shouldn't be having sex? Period.
I ain't gonna say all that because we're animals.
Yeah, that's what I got. That's what
Birth
kind of got
control,
like, dang.
birth control,
Hmm?
birth control, condoms.
She was on birth control.
Um, How y'all always on birth control and pregnant? This is how
They're using the wrong one.
we be feeling like you set me up, man. Cause y'all always on birth control and you know what? And I'm gonna try my best to circle around this, but I'm gonna say this to you
Hmm.
because this actually will speak to some examples. So, and try to remember where we are so we can circle back, okay? But
Hmm.
my girlfriend of 4 years at the time, we were together at that point for 3, and she was on birth control. I took
Hmm.
her to pick up her birth control every month. So, and it wasn't
Hmm.
because I was just like, you better take it, but it's just how it worked out. I always ended up taking her up there to pick it up. So she tells me through text message one day, I'm pregnant. And I'm just like, I'm thinking she like lying, like
What that
joking.
mean?
I'm thinking she joking because she's joked about it before. And I'm just like, why do you joke about this? It's not. So I just brushed it off. But she like, no, like for real, I'm pregnant. And I'm just like, all right, well, we had an understanding that if she got pregnant, she would get an abortion if the birth control failed. So she would,
Hmm.
but still acted like she was surprised about it. Like, well, why do you want me to? It's like we discussed this. So,
Hmm.
um, one of the things she said to me was, "You knew I had stopped taking my birth control." I'm like, why the fuck would I take you to get something that you're not using? How did I know you just
Hmm.
stopped? So after I'm like fussing, like I'm at the top of my lungs, like I'm angry. But then so she
Hmm.
switched the story up to you got to take it at the same time every single day, or else it's not gonna work. It's like, which one is it? So when we get in the situation where it's like, I never wanted the kid, and let's say she ended up getting an abortion, but let's say she didn't, I would be on hook for child support for a kid I told her 3 years prior to that I didn't want. We had an
Hmm.
agreement that you would get rid of it if that happened, but yet she went and
Hmm.
did it anyway. So why would I be on the hook for that when that's her kid that she wanted for whatever her reasons were?
Yeah, in that situation, I do believe that you were in the right. Because why would you just stop taking your birth control? Why would you? Why would you just stop? That's the purpose of birth control is to control birth. Like shit. Like, and then I'm tired. Like I'll get tired of people online saying don't even take birth control side effects, and then they're the first ones to pop up pregnant. And I'm just like, please stop. Please. You get all these girls pregnant talking about don't take birth control. Of course, everything has side effects. And like for people like that, I do feel like the man is in the right, especially if especially if there's no discussion. Oh, I'm gonna get off birth control, or I'm gonna just stop doing this. Taking it because of such and such and such. Or like, of course, I gotta take the pill at the same time. Girls, switch birth controls. If it's that hard, switch birth controls. Like, so she gave you like 2 reasons.
I mean, those were technically
Mhm.
2 reasons, but it's really like one and then just some BS. Because that's not a reason. You got to take it at the same time every day, and you like, but you can't. You got to take it an hour. Like that. That's not really a reason. That's just you rambling because you
Thanks.
didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you get what I'm saying. So a lot of times,
Mhm.
see, and as of right now, we don't have a right for that. A woman can say, "Yeah, I stopped taking it," but still, because of the laws, she's still entitled to that child support. Now, I'm not somebody that's rolling in
Mhm.
dough, but it would still benefit her to collect child support
Mhm.
and get on some type of assistance that she likes, and you know what I'm saying, live her life without having to do minimum amount of
Mhm.
work. So it's actually that's why I said it makes us enemies because it's benefits to you. Speaking from a man, now I'm pretty sure you have your reasons to say the same thing to me, but you have your reasons to screw me over, at any given point, whether it's child, marriage, whatever.
Mhm.
So that's what the whole male side of this is this is not right.
Mhm. Yeah, in that situation, I do feel like I said before, you were in the right. Like, y'all already said, "Oh, I don't want kids," and then all of a sudden she stops taking her birth control, and then all of a sudden she got, of course, she stopped taking her birth control. She got pregnant, and you already voiced it. Oh, I don't want a kid, and then boom, she stops taking her birth control, and then boom, she gets pregnant, and then that would have been very unfortunate.
Because the kid would have to
That would have been
pay.
very unfortunate.
Let me ask this question. And this is just a little fun question. Now that I'm thinking about it,
Go
people
ahead.
people say when like a millionaire somebody has, Blake Griffin, for example, he plays for
Mhm.
the Detroit Pistons, it's a basketball team, professional, and he pays his ex girlfriend, not even wife, ex girlfriend, for two kids,
Mhm.
two. He
Two.
pays $3 million a year in child support.
Damn.
And yeah, and
Yeah.
we're just like, wait a minute, why is there no cap on child support? For one, and two, and like one of the reasons, and I'll let you go after this. One of the reasons, like, oh, the kid should have to have the same lifestyle as the father for some reason. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
no, the kids do not. Like, no, the kids do not. First of all, why is she getting that much money? And then they weren't even together. They were just like, no, they were just in a relationship. And it's too, I just feel like that's just greed. That's greed. She does not need $3 million a year to survive and take care of two kids. There are plenty of families that are living with a lot that earn a lot less and then still somehow be able to take your kids to two. Yeah, I do believe there should be a cap on birth control for those situations because I do feel like some people, men and women, who end up dating someone who's wealthier than them, do take advantage of them to take of their partner. So I do believe that there should be like a cap on birth. Not I was like cap on birth control.
Yeah,
Cap of
the first time I'm like, what? All right.
no cap on birth control, please no, please cap on child support for those reasons because of greed. That's one of the many flaws of birth control is greed. Like in some cases, yeah, you're gonna need it because some people ain't shit. Some men ain't shit. Some men who date wealthier women do try. I'm terrible with names. I wish I knew the names off but I'll probably remember like 2 days from now. And there are women who do the same thing, and that's just dirty. And I do not. And then with the point when they say that kids should have the same, no, they should not. Kids can grow up and they can ride the school bus like everybody else. They can go outside and play like everybody else. They don't just because the person that their parent was with was wealthy and lived a certain lifestyle doesn't mean they deserve it.
Right.
Especially in the case like with that, if they were married and the kids were like grown or like not a little bit older and were actually used to that lifestyle, I can see that. But for someone who they were for people who that were just dating and they had kids, they date, they had sex, they had kids, and to all of a sudden demand for their kids to have the same lifestyle, I don't agree with that. I just feel like in that situation, it's just greed from the woman's part.
Yeah. My thing is, who are you, like speaking of the government or anybody, to come in and say your kid have to live like this? Your kid is entitled
Mm-hmm.
to you to buy them this. How do you even make that statement for one? And because for like
Mm-hmm.
you don't even know if I want my children to be that privileged. I might want my kids to work and have the
Mm-hmm.
same goals and work ethic I have. And two,
Mm-hmm.
if you saying your kids should have a house like you, all right, check. Your kids should have a car like you, okay, check. Your kids should shop at the same clothing stores you shop at, same restaurants you go to. Wouldn't it
Mm-hmm.
make sense just to get a kids to fucking Blake Griffin? I mean, he has that house, he has that car, He has those clothes. Why would you then
So
take
yeah,
all
why
of
not just
that?
get not? Why not just let him take care of the kids?
Exactly. I don't understand. Oh,
Then it
my.
goes into a whole different. Then it goes to a whole different conversation about the whole women getting more, women doesn't matter if they're better, they're more fit or not, and always end up with the kid in cases. That's a whole different conversation. So they're probably because that happens all the time. They go to court for their kids, and it doesn't matter. Not the woman could be a deadbeat. The woman could be a perfect mother. At the end of the day, the children are more likely to end up going to their mother, and it does so. And actually, that's a good ass question. Why not just let them live with Blake Griffin?
You know she had a kid prior to him, right? With a quarterback from the NFL.
I, I don't keep up with that, so no, I did not know.
Yeah, she was getting 150 a year for that kid. So she's getting 3 million and
So she has
150.
three kids in total, or is it two?
She has two with the basketball player, three with the
So she
quarterback.
has three kids in total, or one of them is from him, and the other one is from Blake Griffin. I
Yeah.
don't keep up with that, so.
I mean, I don't either, but when it broke the news, it was like, yo. And I found this out, and it's like, wait a minute. So she was already getting 150 grand for the first kid, and now on top of that, she gets to, dude. I want to be a single mom of an NBA star now with that kind of money.
This
But
sounds chill. That's all I got. That's all I got to do, pop a baby. But no, I have a career ahead of me, so
yeah,
all I got to do is pop a baby, and then I'm living good for the next 18 years.
longer than that. I mean, unless you're blowing the money. Shoot. Before
True, true. But some people like to live lavish and end up blowing the money. So who knows? It all depends on person's lifestyle, but more likely ends up with the person blowing it and spending it on themselves more than their kids.
yeah, cause like this dude named Michael Strahan, he was an NFL player. He does like
Hmm.
30 talk shows now, and we think now is because like a month ago it broke
Hmm.
the news broke the internet because are you getting tired? The news broke the internet that
I know he's moving.
his wife was taking him to court for more money because she got 15 million up front and 18 grand a
Hmm.
month, and this was 15 years ago, and she wants
Hmm.
more. So it was like, dude, where did the money go for you to need more for three kids? But
Hmm. You said 50 million?
yeah, up front because they got a divorce, so it's like alimony, like all the alimony was up front. Then it's like 18 grand a month.
That's for life. You can,
Yeah, over for like the last 15 years, but she wants more though.
yeah, that's
All right,
yeah, that's just greed.
last question, because I see you getting tired.
Hmm.
So I still see
Oh no, I'm not. I'm just moving around.
to this day, I still see
Hmm.
topics about 50-50. I'm gonna try to pull some up. Like a woman says, let me go to my bookmark real quick.
Hmm.
She says, if I gotta go 50-50 with my man on everything, I might as well just be alone. That's like having a roommate, but we fucking.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that.
You probably retweeted it and I just saw it.
Did I? No, I don't think I retweeted it. No, I didn't. I know I saw it on my page, on my timeline. I can't remember if I don't think I liked it or retweeted it. But like, that just no. Like, I personally, me, I can't. I couldn't let personally. Speaking for myself, I'm just gonna speak for myself. So now people be like, women are supposed to be different and shit. For myself, I don't like when people pay everything for me. I would rather go 50-50. I'd rather go 50-50 than have somebody just pay for everything. And I feel like I want to ask some people this: why would you want to live like that? Why
Well,
would you want to live completely? Yeah, why would you not want to be independent? Why would you want for somebody to pay for your smiling? What I say? Like, why would you not want to? Why would you want to be dependent on this person paying? Not dependent because they could have their own money. But why would you not want to be independent?
there's
Or
so
why
much
would you not
wrong
want to
with
be like
this.
50?
There's so much wrong with this. Listen, I
Mhm.
understand people want options, people want variety. Cool, no problem with that. But you gotta understand and be willing to make the necessary adjustments, right? I get it.
Mhm.
Women generally want to be taken care of by their man, provided for by the man. I understand that. And he may or may not agree with different things that you want. I get that. But when you have this idea of I'm going as a woman, I'm going to go earn money, but because I have a man that I live with, not even a husband, but because I have a man that I live
Mhm.
with, all of his money goes towards the house, mine goes towards whatever I want. Because
Mhm.
otherwise, like shit, we feel like a roommate. Well, in this situation, aren't you just now his teenage daughter, or something like that, or you're literally just a dependent at this point. You get what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So it's like you want to kind of play the roles of traditional, but not be traditional. Because if he says, okay,
Mhm.
you're responsible, because I've seen this divorce court
Mhm.
post. I don't know if you watched the show or not, but it says a common mistake men make is allowing
What show?
for divorce court. Judge Toller.
Oh yeah, I watch that sometimes. Yeah.
It said the
Mhm.
common mistake men make is allowing their partner to soak up all the duties or chores in the home. And it's like, well, if
Mhm.
he's assuming all of the responsibilities in the home, what's the issue? See, we're eliminating that context because that context today doesn't matter. You help her in the home, she
Mhm.
doesn't need to help you outside the home. And to your the reason I start smiling is because you say independent. And it is my belief, and call me a chauvinist if you want, but it is my belief that independent women are should not should not be married.
That's an interesting concept. Why do you believe that?
Because it is here.
I've never heard that before.
See if I have one.
Oh, you better show me something. You better show me something.
Damn it, that's red. I guess I just gotta write it. Not my pen.
Mhm.
Look, independent was what I was gonna say. Independent, right?
Mhm.
When you are a married couple, you are a unit. You are combined into one. You are not independent yourself. So if you come into a marriage and you're independent, the two don't mix. That's like making Kool-Aid, but the sugar stays separate. Does it work? No. It's together. The Kool-Aid and the sugar and the water are together. Otherwise, it's trash, right? Same thing with marriage. You
Mhm.
cannot be an independent woman and be separate sugar. You can't.
Mhm.
You can have a job. I didn't say you couldn't have a job. I said you can't be independent.
Mhm. Mhm. That's an interesting way to look at it. Because I feel like for me, like just like speaking for myself, I have a lot of pride and everything that goes back to me. I don't like people paying for me. I don't like this, that, and the third. And I can see that in a way, you know, coming from that person's nature. Like if they, what are you doing that for? Oh, you just win. I just feel like I can see that in a way because I feel like if they naturally have that characteristic, they're naturally like that, if they're independent and everything like that. I can kind of see that because I feel like that could, you know, not, you know, like you said, it doesn't mix. So you have somebody that's independent. Let's say, for me, example, someone who's independent versus somebody who's not. I feel like this person. I feel like speaking for myself, I probably would it probably be more self destructive than anything. Because of me, let's see, me coming in independent, and then this dude who isn't like that, I would feel like they would like I said, I do agree that it would be an imbalance just because me. But yeah, just be my personality. Oh, I got it. I can pay for myself. I got this. Me having this mentality versus someone else like let's split it. Let's do this and the third. I just feel like that's more self destructive.
So you feel like
Because then I have.
I was going to ask. So you feel like even you feel like if, since you're independent, or well, you feel like even if you're married, that you would still have the same mindset of I got it, don't pay for me, even though that's your husband.
I feel like I can do more. I feel like that could harm the relationship.
What being taken care of?
I feel like that can harm the relationship in a way, I was trying to say, like because like that's gonna create. I feel like at one point it's gonna create conflict
Why? If he's taking care of everything.
because the other person, if they're naturally independent, if they're naturally like that, that's just gonna be a problem. Like I'm just speaking for myself at this point. I feel like that kind of gets on my nerves, honestly.
What doesn't get on your nerve, Anna?
These are my nerves.
Serious.
I don't know. I don't know.
Like literally everything.
It just gets on my yeah. Everything gets on my nerves. I just feel like that would get that would, like speaking for myself. I feel like that would just get on my nerves. Like no, I don't. I mean, I don't personally don't. I personally don't like people feeling like they have to take care of me and everything. So when you said independent people shouldn't get married, I said that's different. And then they actually explained what you're talking about. I can actually see. I actually understand what you're talking about. But then oh my bad.
No, you can go ahead. I thought you were done.
I was about to run off on a tangent, but you can go ahead.
See, the reason, like, to try to take you example as I possibly can, I don't. For you to say that you don't want, it will cause friction because you're independent, you don't want to take care of, but he would want to. To me, to have what sounds like your personality, it would, to me, really be best for to have like basically just a forever situation. I guess you would describe it because when two people come together, typically they want to want to be around each other, want to do things for each other, want to care for
Mm-hmm.
one another. So if you were to find a guy that wants to marry you, remember, you gotta understand what people are giving up when they marry each other. They're giving up independence. They're giving up freedom. They're giving up all the things that they have by being alone. So
Mm-hmm.
that guy is going to, assumingly, he's going to want to, like, in a man's way, be up under you. I can't find the right word to say it, but in the man's way, be up under you. So if simply taking care of you is
Mm-hmm.
annoys you, absolutely, that's going to
Mm-hmm.
cause conflict, and you can't just replace him with another independent guy and think that it's not going to cause conflict because all that's going to do is like now you're independent and now he's independent and you're not technically not together. You're a situation technically. You know what I'm saying?
Technically. Mm-hmm.
Because it's
I
not.
feel like I have found my best relationships that way. Like when I find somebody who's equally as busy, equally as independent as I am, I feel like that works better than the other situation because it matches more. We actually match. We actually understand what we're. Yeah, we actually understand each other versus the other situation. Or like the dudes, like, let me take care of you, or like they'll be like the dominant person. Most men like to dominate and everything. So like in those situations, I feel like those don't work out for me. Why you make that face? I said what I said. Like I said what I said. Like well, at least with the men that I have encountered, they would rather be like the dominant person and like take care of you and everything. I feel like those men haven't really those haven't worked out for me. When I actually meet somebody that's kind of like the same as me, it ends up does working. So what do you think? So what are you about to say? Because you started laughing.
Well, two words. You said,
Mm-hmm.
damn it, pen sucks. You said dominant,
I said that.
but before, yeah, you did. Before that, you said busy. Now, saying you
Mm-hmm.
desire a partner who's as busy as you,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of just like, it sounds like you prefer, and I didn't mean for this to become an intervention, Anna, but it sounds like you prefer a guy who's kind of like there, but only enough for y'all to be like, oh, this is great, goodbye. That's what it sounds like. And typically, if y'all live together, unless y'all both working double shifts, that's not going to happen. Y'all are going to be like not that damn busy. And then you said dominant. The reason I'm focusing on the word dominant is because
Mm-hmm.
it, it, so- it sounds like you view a man leading. Is that what you meant leading when you said dominant? Or
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
so it sounds like you interpret a man leading as him being like overbearing, in control. Would that be a good way to describe it or no? Because that's what I got from
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, see, the only way to avoid that, do you know, have you ever heard the term alpha male, beta male?
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with those and how they, you know,
Yeah, I'm
the,
familiar with the term.
okay, do you have a preference in the matter between the two?
Now that I'm thinking about it,
You've never thought about this.
no,
You've never
I
thought about
never
this.
thought about it. But I am familiar with the terms. If I were to have, if it comes down to it, I would probably, it's probably could contradict what I was saying, but I probably prefer a beta male in the sense when I hear the term beta male, I see like someone I can like. I'm not trying to expose myself on here, but yeah, I prefer a beta male if I were to choose one of the two.
You choose a beta male, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I'm sure.
typically a beta male is like really passive. He's depending on which stage of beta maleness he's at.
Their
He
state.
could be, yeah, he could be because there's stages to everything. It's like
Mm-hmm.
there's a militant stage of something. There's a just calm with it type of stage, and so on and so forth. So if he's like at a certain point, he could be like a fucking whiner. You get what I'm saying? Like he's just like
Mm-hmm.
a crybaby about everything. But if you catch him, I guess at the right stage, he's just simply passive, and maybe sound like you can make it work because you probably be the dominant one, like tell him where to sit during dinner time. But I ask
Pretty
that
much, yeah.
because if you get an alpha male, he's going to, and it's usually only black and white in situations like this. Otherwise, I don't like to just go simply black and white. But in this situation, I am. Typically, if you were to get an alpha male, which everybody says is the better male, you're going to deal with the leading part. You're going to deal with
Mm-hmm.
the dominant type of leading because there's usually
Mm-hmm.
no give in an alpha male. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why I chose beta male. I said no, no, I'm good on that part.
All right, as long as you know what you're signing up for, because people say that those are the worst type, but I guess I stand corrected.
You thought I was gonna choose alpha male, huh?
It's typically the chosen
Mm-hmm.
just by default.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was pretty shocking. Where were we before?
Mm-hmm.
Where were we before we got here? We went a long way from casual dating.
Yeah.
Um, but I guess we can close it out with that one.
Mm-hmm.
Anna likes beta males. Go figure. Any final words?
Surprise. Um, to y'all that's watching, please be responsible. So maybe this could end in 2019. It's probably not. The idea of casual dating is probably not going to end in 2019. But please realize that everything that you do comes with can either come with a positive or negative consequence. And have a happy Christmas. Have a Merry Christmas. That's all I have to say.
That
Yeah, I'm like
was.
half asleep right now. Like,
You actually took the words out of a lot of my videos, which is understand your consequences and your pros and cons of your actions, and yeah. But yeah, I'll let it end with that. But I will say that this whole let it end in 2019. Look forward to another summer of some type of theme wholeness instead of hot girl summer. Maybe it's like I don't
no,
know,
but I like Megan Thee Stallion.
huh?
I said I like Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah, but she is like ruining a lot of shit though. She's
Okay, that's another. That's another. That'll be another topic. That'll be another. That'll be another topic.
all right.
We're gonna be here all night.
Thanks for coming on. Greatly appreciate it. Very fun.
Mhm.
Have a good night and good luck.
You too, and likewise.
Bye.
All right. Bye bye.
All right. Be right, not positive. Forgot that part. And I'm out. Oh shit. I'm not out yet.